Hey guys, welcome back. So I just finished part 1, The Phantom Blood of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, and I couldn't wait to dive back in. I want to start Battle Tendencies today, Chapter 10, New York's Jojo. So, wow, it has been an amazing ride so far. So I don't know what's coming next. Like I said in my previous reactions, you guys are pretty good when it comes to spoilers. I know that Dio is going to be around in some way, but Jonathan is now gone. So I'm going to be moving on to a new Jojo. Joseph, I believe. So, I'm excited. So, as you should know by now, this is a timer-based reaction, so grab your copy of the show and watch along with me. You ready? I can't wait for this. I've been hanging all day. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Go. Straight into it. Hey, old man Speedwagon, I was right. Nice. Oh, straight to you. Nice. 49 years. So Master Tom Petty has passed. So we are going to Mexico. So this is the cave from the end of the previous one. Wow. There it is. Oh, what is on there? Oh shit. There's heaps of stone masks. Is that meant to be Dio? 1938, New York. It's been 50 years, I can't believe it. Oh. So it's that naval looking cop. Whoa. Police brutality? You just kill the kid? Wow. Yeah, psycho. I don't think so. Oh my god, he's squeezing his whole head. Hello? Yeah. The stooge. God, he looks just like Jonathan. Same size. It was a gift, man. Oh, he's picking his nose as well. Oh, gross. Yuck. There's a booger. Oh, gross. Mm-hmm. Whoa. Teeth came flying out. Ooh. He's got the Hammond. Oh, this is nice. Oh. And a Coke and a smile. Broke his finger with a bottle cap. Oh, Jojo. Granny Erina? Grandma Erina. Smoky. So, Joestar. Joseph Joestar. Part 2, baby. Battle tendency. Jojo in New York. No opening credits. So it's a person, not a statue. Oh, Speedwagon. Is this... Mmm. Oh, poor Speedwagon. Still getting in trouble. You're hijacking Speedwagon, right? Go about your business. Ooh. Not cool. Awaken the beast. This is bad. Ooh. Sip from Grandma Erina. Hammond, alright. Take out the pilot. Oh shit. Granny Erina. I hope we meet her. He's far from a gentleman. What the hell? Why? Oh crap. He didn't. Straight's just killed Speedwagon. So that's Dio on the wall there with the head severed. I suppose he's still alive for good. What do you mean? The slightest edge. Wow, traitor. Oh shit, man. Oh, he's putting it on. Oh. Shit. My god. More than one mask. Oh, hell. This is cool. Hey. Erina. God, he looks like Jonathan. So this is Smokey talking. The old business. Oh, uh-oh. Wow. Oh, okay. So the baby she rescued and then the baby she had got together and made Joseph? Would they be like brother and sister? This is creepy prick. Wow, racism. Keeps wanting to break out the Hammond for every little thing. Yeah, no place for racism. Use the Hammond, kick his ass. Endorsed by Granny. It's a big guy. He's very smart and very observant. Ooh. What? Oh. Wow. Hmm. What's that? No. God damn it, no. No, please don't be serious. Not Speedwagon as well, man. Mm. Poor waifu. Mafioso. Ooh, nice. God, the animation is still good. Oh no. The bloody mask. Another vampire coming. Zapelli said the same thing. Great shot. Wow, Speedwagon. Yeah. Does that stress you? Ah, he's young. Straights. Oh my god. Uh-oh. God damn. Straights. Tommy gun? Whoa! Shit! Okay. It's one way to take down a vamp. Here we go. I was waiting for you, bitch. Whoa. New ending. So there's another one. More, heaps. So, skull in the Aztec statue. Demon claws. We got roundabout again. Nice work. Joseph Joestar. Still using the Hammond, passed down from his granddaddy. Grandma Erina. Wow. So I have seen these before. Wait. I thought that was like Rick from Rick and Morty for a second. But I have seen these before because I reacted to the endings. But obviously, no context. I had no idea what I was watching. Oh, Speedwagon, there he is. So now I'm understanding a bit more now that I watched the show. Old man Speedwagon. So what is this? Some kind of stone. Next episode. Master of the Game, Chapter 11, Apologize in Hell. Damn. That was cool. I didn't really know what to expect going in because a lot of people do say that Part 1, Phantom Blood, is not their favorite and the show does kind of get really crazy. But Battle Tendency, so Straightsio, goddamn traitor. I don't think Speedwagon's dead yet because he's in the end credits there as Old Man Speedwagon, so I think they're going to utilize him a little bit more. So I'm hoping he's not dead. I'm glad he's here though. Having Speedwagon back, that's excellent. New character Smokey, Joseph. He's a little bit of a smartass though. Like Jonathan was such a stoic gentleman, but his grandson is a very brash kid who wants to use the Hammond for every incident, and he's a bit of a smart mouth. I like him. He's cool. So it's actually 10 o'clock at night here right now. I just really wanted to do another reaction to Jojo because I love it. I was just hanging to watch it again today. But as for reading the manga and going through the show, I will do that tomorrow. So I'm going to go get a good night's sleep after I finish my cup of tea. And I'll have a look at the show tomorrow. Good night. Okay, so good morning. Watched Jojo late last night and I had a chance to kind of mull over the show a little bit and, digest this new chapter in the Jojo universe. Read the manga as well, so I'll go through a couple pages, but to be perfectly honest with you, like I mentioned in my previous reaction to the last ripple, the manga from here on out is very same with the anime. So when I was reading the manga last night, I didn't really notice a lot of differences between the anime and the manga. So going through the differences might become less and less. So still up to you guys. If you want to see the full manga adaptation, reaction, comparison, there's a lot of ends, let me know. But if it's going to be very same, I don't think I'll go down that route, because in that way I'll get to do more Jojo reactions because I'll be able to do them quicker. But in any case, let me know down the bottom in the comments. But as for now, let's just revisit the show I watched last night. Open up the screen here. So I was expecting new credits right away, so I was looking forward to a new song. But with this very first episode of part 2, we didn't get those opening credits. We just kind of dive right into the show, which was very, very cool because, hey, it was awesome. It was just nice to have a bit of a change, kind of just mixing it up a little bit. So I really appreciated the change of scenery. And I wasn't expecting any returning characters, to be perfectly honest with you. So we opened up pretty much right on this guy with the scar. Yeah, we got Old Man Speedwagon. So I didn't know he was coming back. I don't think. I mean, I've had a lot of stuff come at me since I started my Jojo viewing experience. I've seen the memes. I've done a reaction to the opening. So maybe the meta knowledge of Old Man Speedwagon being in this series did kind of sink in a little bit somewhere along the line, because I just knew the name Old Man Speedwagon. And here he is. So I was quite happy to see him turn up. Haircut, nice. And he's become quite a successful businessman as well, like a bit of an oil tycoon. Is that correct? And we have a couple of other returning characters. Well, one, we have got Mr. Strazio, the other half of Dire Straits. Wasn't really expecting the twist in his character either. I was quite happy to see him return. I thought, good, it's going to have that connection to the previous series. And yeah, he really has quite a turn, which was quite surprising. I love the surprises, man. I like not knowing what's going to happen. So well done, Jojo fans. You haven't spoiled too much. So it kind of has like a bit of a movie style opening with the credits just overlaying the scenery, and we're at another Aztec ruin. So as was kind of hinted at in the final episode of the previous episode, was that Aztec ruin with a big tunnel and like a person in what looked like a tree, some kind of a statue. So we're going to go in now. So we've got this tunnel which looks like a throat, but also reminds me of something straight out of Alien as well. Great movie franchise that I love. Just come the images on the wall here. So this decapitated being. So I've thought this might be a reference to Dio, how he lost his head, but I could be very, very wrong with that. I could be very, very wrong with that. So kind of reminiscing on the fight with Dio. So Dio still has a shadow over their lives 50 years later. And we're in this massive Aztec ruin, and the guys go down to check. One of the surprises I didn't expect. Well, I don't know. I didn't know we were going to get more stone masks. But apparently there is like a heap of them on this statue thing. So that could be trouble. And we got this guy here. So I was thinking, is this Dio? But this person's been in this tree, stuck here for a millennia, I think. And it does kind of mention that a little bit in the manga. We have a bit of a history of this person, the ultimate being. Yeah, read the manga, get some information. Ultimate Being has got all these masks around them while they're stuck in this tree. So I don't know if this is imprisonment or what, but I'm sure we'll find out soon enough. So there's heaps of stone masks, which is very concerning, because we thought that one that Speedwagon broke in the last episode was it. But no, so vampires are us. Now we're in New York, 1938. So we have our first introduction to the new Jojo. Smokey here is watching on while Jojo buys a drink. His first experience with Coca-Cola, I would say. And this guy's like, hey, you're an English tourist because of your English accent. Which is kind of ironic when you're watching a Japanese anime with nothing but Japanese voice work in it. So I kind of always forget that Jojo's meant to be English. So here we got a new character, Smokey, who is a little bit of a bandit. And if you're familiar with the series Smokey and the Bandit with Burt Reynolds from the 70s and the 80s, about a guy who was a car heist comedy series with the late great Burt Reynolds. It's fun. And Jackie Gleason. Yeah, so Smokey the Bandit. I don't know why. But he wants to rob Jojo, takes his wallet, pisses off, and is like, go and get after him. But poor Smokey, man, like he's pretty much, like, I think the cops are pretty brutal in New York in 1938. They got this kid and they're just like slamming his head into the pavement pretty much right away, pretty viciously. I like how the cop is actually designed to look like a pig. He does. He looks like an oinker. So this poor kid, like, he's just innocently, well, not innocently, he's not innocent. He stole a wallet, but the police brutality here against him is just pretty hardcore. This cop's a real prick. And scrolling through, yeah, so there's a lot of allusions here to and it's covered more on the manga about racism. He actually refers to him as a black kid, and here it's like they don't really touch on it in the anime, but in the manga it is kind of blatant racism. But I'm a nice guy, so he just wants to take half of his earnings, like a good Samaritan that he is, bring me $20 a week. And then we have got Jojo, who's like, no, this isn't very good, I'm going to interfere here because this is wrong. And like, hey, it's the stooge who got robbed, I'm keeping your wallet as evidence. I don't think so. New Jojo looks pretty much like the old Jojo, but this Jojo is old Jojo's grandson. The parentage was really confronting too. I didn't really know how that was going to work. We'll get there. So this is where Jojo's trying to save the kid by saying, hey, the wallet was actually a gift, give it back. And once again, the size, 195 centimeter giant of an Englishman, same size as Jojo from part 1. So that's hereditary. So Jojo's stepping in. And we have a bit of confrontation here. So when the cop like picks his nose and then just, there you can see the booger right there on his finger, gross, and just kind of rubs it into Jojo's cheek. I mean, why? I mean, Jojo's response to this is absolutely spot on. Like, the cop does that, and then his response, well, I don't understand why you did that. What was the purpose behind it? Just rubbing snot into somebody's face. It's because he's a pig. There's no purpose. I just do what I feel like. You dimwit. But once again, the crazy animation just suckers me in. It just is gorgeous. And when it's fully animated and all the bright colors are flashing in your face and the music kicks in and that very animated voice work, pardon the pun, this is amazing. So we pretty much have, yeah, you gross pig. Jojo kind of just slams him right in the face right away. And then you pick the wrong man to mess with, pig. And does something really graphic here. So he kind of sticks his finger up through the cop's nose. And teeth are flying out. So yeah, he's a bit of a state. So Jojo's taking care of business here real quick. And then the other cop, when he's like, shoot me, but I'm warning you. When you pull the trigger, I'll break your finger like a match. And then he uses his Hammond, which he was born with. And just the animation is just crazy nice. Well, what do they call it? Coca-Cola. Copyright. So he's going to use his Hammond to send the Coke into a fizzy state, which blasts the lid off. And this is just a beautiful piece of animation here as well. Look at that. And the bottle cap breaks the cop's finger. I've never seen that before, ever. So it's gone through. And he has a drink for his trouble as well. So he's really liking that Coca-Cola. Fresh over from the Londons. Coca-Cola is it. He realizes he's gone a little bit too far, so he's in trouble. So he kind of grabs the kid and they get the hell out of town. Well, not town. They stay in town, but they're getting out of Dodge. What will Granny say? So this is the first allusion to Grandma, and I didn't know this was coming either. This is a nice surprise. So we have a lot of voiceover work from Smokey. He kind of just lays down what's happening. So his dad died in the war. He didn't have any Hammond, and then his mother, he didn't have a mum either. So Joseph doesn't have any parents, so that's why he's being raised by his grandmother. But we find out what happened to them, and we're introduced to Smokey. So there he is, good old handsome Jojo Jr., the grandson of Jonathan. I like how they just kept the character design the same. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, he looks great. New hair and a funky new attitude too. This one is sassy. Joseph Joestar. Here are the new series. And then part 2, Battle Tendency. Here we go, guys. Can't wait to hear the new opening credits. So Jojo in New York, or New York's Jojo, whatever subtitle you'd want to use, go for it. It's confusing the hell out of me. And we're back to the Aztec ruins. So the stone mask, the team are here. I've got a bit of a look at this guy. So it's discovered that he has a faint pulse and he's alive. They determined that this creature, this thing in this tree is actually alive, even though it's been stuck here for millennia. The man is alive, says Speedwagon. How long's he been here? Why are the masks here? Why is he here? None of that matters. We have one purpose here. I called you so you could destroy him utterly. How is young man doing? So this is when Strazio is just kind of like putting out his feelers. He wants to know how Joseph is going with his Hammond, because he knows that he's got some abilities just like Jonathan did. So Strazio's got a plan, and this really did surprise me quite a bit. So the guys are talking, and we've had a bit of a flashback to the time when Speedwagon was on a plane and some hijackers kind of tried to take the plane down. Jojo, having none of it, real brash teenager, he's like, go away, I don't want to see none of this, I'm just a passerby. And they punch me in the face with the rifle butt, which sucks, really fires him up. So this is what kind of fires him up though. This is what upsets him. He's got blood on a shirt which was given to him from his grandmother, and that gets him more angry than actually being hit in the face. So he kind of like susses out the situation, decides that the best course of action here is just to crash the plane. And he takes out the pilot. Plane crashes. They jump out with a chair and they live. Plane crashes. So the story has got out that Joseph has got some Hammond abilities as well. He looks just like his grandfather, but he's far from a gentleman. So this is where this is the surprise. So when Strazio suddenly just kills all of the guys behind him, dead, just bleeds them dry, using his Hammond, and is like, Speedwagon's like, what the devil? And he's like, yeah, I just killed these men. The plan is Jonathan's grandson will feel grief and anger. He'll grow to hate me after I kill you. So he does something bad to his head here. I couldn't quite figure it out. It looks like he's got a massive wound across the side of his skull. So Strazio just attacks Speedwagon, and his plan is all along to get one of the stone masks, because he actually really liked what Dio was doing. He's growing older. The Hammond's not sustaining his youth. And he was envious of what Dio did with the stone mask. It kept him young. And Strazio is pretty much wants to do this when this crazy creature here in the tree, which I'm sure we're going to see pretty soon, he's going to get one of these stone masks, put it on. Here it is. So he's just kind of admiring, a bit of a flashback to Dio. So he's just admiring his powerful. He was powerful, beautiful, and immortal. Ah, good on you, Dio. So he grabs the stone mask, puts it on. Yeah. And he's going to use the blood from Speedwagon to activate the thing. And yeah, you know what happens from here. We're going to get a vampire guy. And Speedwagon passes out. That's meant to imply, we're told later on that he actually died, but I'm not sure. So this happened, and then back to New York again. And a cabbie is berating Jojo for walking in the way, and Jojo pretty much is going to use his Hammond to beat this guy up when he's promptly chastised by Grandma Erina's here, guys. I didn't know we were going to get Granny Erina. That is so cool. She is alive and well, and here she is in New York City. So happy to see her. She was only married for a few days. That's really sad. So Jojo gets into the taxi, and Smokey's just kind of like taken along for the ride right away. They've kind of just taken his kid in. And this was a bit rude of Jojo, I feel. He's kind of implying that Erina and Speedwagon had a thing. So he's tied up in his oil business, but yeah, it gets a bit rude here. Was Speedwagon really Grandpa's best friend? That's all, really. What are you playing? Well, he's single, right? And you're a widow. I just wonder if that was just the extent of your relationship. Pushing some boundaries, son. And I love her response, though. She's like, not taking none of that girl from you, little punk. And she whacks him with the umbrella. Calling him a scoundrel. And yeah, so it's just kind of setting the tone right away that this Jojo's not the gentleman that Jonathan was. Looks exactly the same, but he's very cheeky, for want of a better word. A bit of a skirt chaser too, I'm kind of getting from the manga in particular. So the son she was pregnant with, and a girl who survived the wreck, married. They became Jojo's parents, but were claimed by war and disease. So the little girl, the little baby that Erina saved from the sinking ship, and she was pregnant at the time too. So raising these kids, you'd think that they would be like almost a sibling relationship, but apparently they fell in love along the way. And I'm not saying this doesn't happen, It's weird, but the two fell in love and had Jojo. So that's who his parents are. That was odd. That was bizarre, but I'll go with it. Gone through. So we're at a dinner scene here. So another, again, a kind of real implication here of racism. Well, it was pretty blatant, but yeah, you let that stinking animal in here. So yeah, implying Smokey because he's a black kid, but beast. So they actually don't call it out here. They're just calling them the names, but in the manga they actually do call them blacks. So this guy's gonna get beat down quite readily and for no good reason. I like how Jojo's about to do this, and he says to Granny, "You aren't going to stop me, are you?" The Granny's like, "No, people can have their own opinions." But he insulted a friend in public. Take him down, but mind the others. Take him down, but mind the other customers. Brilliant. And then the way Jojo takes down this punk, and he's glad that she said that, is really clever as well. He kind of does a real Sherlock Holmes on him. Kind of outwits this guy ferociously. So it shows that Jojo is very, very observant in this one. Calling out where the brass knuckles are, why blood's on his shirt, the jacket was removed from a previous fight. And then this guy is rolled up so much that when he starts attacking Jojo, he's not actually hitting him. Jojo has got a coat stand with some sharp spikes on it. And the whole time he's antagonizing and getting this guy angry. And here we go, he's punching the shit out of Jojo. Turns out that all along he's been punching a coat rack. And you can see the fallout here, I think. Yeah, he's got spikes through his own hand. So, yeah, punk promptly falls down on the floor and starts crying. And everyone's happy. And then he comes up like a mob boss, kind of breaks the news that Speedwagon's dead. Aaron the Joestar. I like that. That's good. He recognizes them as being friends from Speedwagon from his business connections with him. You haven't seen the papers yet. Mr. Speedwagon was killed. And they're like, what? Are you serious? Rumor has it his killer was a Tibetan monk. The bodies of Speedwagon and his team were washed up along a river in Mexico. So I still don't know. I just still don't buy this yet. I still think Speedwagon's going to turn up. That's what I think at this point. So anyway, Jojo doesn't like this news being broken to his grandmother in such a way. So yeah, and she's kind of reminiscing about the Stone Mask and Dio. So it's all coming back to her. Even though she didn't have a lot to do with it, I suppose the fallout afterwards, Speedwagon definitely would have caught her up and told all of their misadventures together, him and Jonathan. So I'm pretty sure she's all clued up about Dio and the Stone Mask and all the vampires and the zombies and all that. But yeah, Jojo's really loyal and protective of his grandmother, so he's just going to beat this guy up because he just said bad things and like promptly punches the guy right in the guts. Nice animation here once again. Boop. Boom. Can I get it? There you go. I love the animation. I just love it. So he's a quivering mess. Then we move on to another scene. So Jojo's, like I said, he's very protective. And now they're worried about Strazio. They kind of figured out that Strazio was the guy that killed Speedwagon. There's been betrayal. And the Stone Mask is in play once again. And it's my fate. I accept it. So that's very echoey of Zappelli and his acceptance of his fate. Uh-oh. Moving through. And now we've got the guys having dinner together. Take a look at this magazine. So the story they're looking at is the padded bras and best pads for upping the bosoms. Do you really think you can make them bigger? So he's kind of yeah, he's a little bit, yeah, he's a skirt chaser, right? He's got an eye for the ladies in this one. So he's definitely not the gentleman that Jonathan was. And then we kind of see somebody loitering outside, and we know it's Strazio. He's here, and he's much younger. Jojo doesn't recognize him right away. You look kind of familiar yet different. So he's lost a lot of years, and he's, beautiful. And he's kind of like sussing him out. Have we met before? And he kind of clues up. So it just shows how observant he is. Why isn't your breath steaming when it's so cold out? So he's kind of onto the fact that this guy's not actually breathing. He's just noticing these little things. And I think I caught a glimpse of fangs in your mouth just now. Don't try to fool me, kid. So we see a little glimpse. And you can even see that. Like, you can see the breath coming out of his mouth. And then yeah, there's the fangs, the big reveal. So Dio number 2, Straussio, Mr. Vampire. God damn it. Even out here in the streets, Jojo, I'm taking your life. So this was cool. Strauzio's about to attack. And then Jojo just whips out a friggin' Tommy gun and blasts the shit out of him. Rat-a-tat-tat. This was amazing. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting a fight scene of some sort, but he went full Indiana Jones with the sword guy. Pulls out a Tommy gun, and yeah, just kind of like blast the shit out of Strauzio. Customers and diners are diving and hiding and for their lives, and yeah, he's just kind of blasted the bits right in public. Where did you even get that Tommy gun? Probably from that mafia boss from before, I reckon. Give me a gun, man. And we have this final scene is just laying waste into him. Bullets is like, it's an amazing scene. And it kind of just ends on this point. Pans up. I was waiting for you, Strauzio. I don't think he'll go down so easily, implying he's going to get up again. That was for Speedwagon. This is war. Yeah, and it's got tears streaming down his eyes. So everyone's got love for Speedwagon, and ends to be continued. No new credits at the end, so we've got a lot more of the steel mask breaking, shattering, and then there's like the vampire corpse face thing underneath there. So that kind of goes through. Fangs, a lot of vampires on this thing, and then we kind of have Jojo, and then another Jojo. And here, so I kind of remember this, I think, from when I watched the ending credits when I did a reaction to this. There's Rick. Unreal. Yeah, so the morphing of old Speedwagon. So the morphing of Speedwagon to old Speedwagon. And yeah, so I was really loving it. So Roundabout was back. And then we have a bit of a tease for next week, which I won't cover here because I'll ruin next week's experience. So yeah, I really loved diving into it. Like, it was really interesting to me to have the same style of animation and some of the basic same characters, but really mixing it up by coming to a new century. And I'm going to miss Dio a lot. Well, Dio that I know from The Phantom Blood and Jonathan. But we've got a whole cast of new characters now, so that's coming along nicely, and I'm very excited to dive in. Now, the wife just got home after doing the shopping, so just got to go say hello, and I'll come back and I'll just go briefly through some of the manga pages. It's not a lot. It's like 5 pages at the most, so we'll have a look at that in a second. Hello. So the wife, she's out there making banana choc chip muffins. It's good to be me. So going through the manga. So like I said, there wasn't a lot to go through. The one-to-one was pretty accurate. There was some nice imagery in there, definitely. But in regards to different plot, but in regards to any manga padding, there wasn't really a lot there. So let's just take a look at the first image, and I just love this one. A nice color spread of Joseph on a bike, looking pretty cool. So I just like that image. So I just wanted to share that one because it was pretty. And I like how some of these images in my iBooks, it's just unfortunate, like I keep mentioning, that not all the images are color in the manga I'm looking at on my iBooks. Next image. Okay, so yeah, this is what I was saying. So this is when the cop is beating up Smokey. Stupid black kid. So it's kind of down there in black and white in print, how it's just blatant racism. So it's not really mentioned in the anime, but there it is in the manga. So yeah, the cop was a horrible racist pig, and that's why he looked like a pig. So that was something a little bit different from the anime and the manga. Next page. Yeah, so this one we get a little bit more about the ultimate being. So once again, nice color image, the ultimate being. So we've got some notes here. So I think it's Speedwagon that's reading through the notes, or it could be Strauzio. No, Speedwagon's journal, there it says. So the ultimate being. What kind of being is it exactly? What kind of abilities does it have at the peak of biological evolution? If this cave painting depicts a story where humans are not at the top of the food chain. Long ago, before the elders of our time were conceived, they say a man slept within this pillar. While men sleep a single night, the pillar man sleeps 2 whole millennia. Men may only experience 50 cycles of the season, but the pillar man remains youthful after countless springs. So this guy is eternal. And I just really like the imagery there too, like the artwork on the ultimate being. Yeah, he's pretty good. Got the corns. you got the horn sticking out of his head. So a lot of vampire imagery. And once again, there's an image with the beheaded demon. And like I was thinking, is that some kind of prophecy? Is this telling Dio's story on the wall thousands of years before Dio was even born? Next image. Once again, just a nice clear shot of this ultimate being in the tree and all the stone masks around him. So nice image. Just wanted to share that. And the last one, told you it was brief, guys. There's not a lot here today. This is the journal continuing on, now in glorious black and white. He lives as the bird lives with the fish, breathes like the trees, moves like the water, yet the pillar man cannot move beneath the sun. This is why he created the stone mask. One day, if he should be able to befriend the sun, the world will be his for the taking. And then it continues on where Strazio just attacked Speedwagon. So, like I said, pretty much the imagery is just on point with the anime, so I didn't really see the point. So I didn't really want to sit through and do 100,000 screenshots when it wasn't really going to enhance the story in any way or reveal something new. So the manga comparisons might cease at this point. I'll see how I go. And once again, depending on all your comments too. So we learned a little bit more about the ultimate being. So that wasn't covered in the anime, and just a little bit about the history of why the stone masks were made. So if the ultimate being is a vampire, then he used the stone mask to be able to walk in the sun, perhaps. And maybe that's why, and maybe that's something Dio didn't figure out. So yeah, very cool. So that's it. Part 2, Battle Tendencies, has now begun. So if I'm not going to do the manga comparison, then you can expect to see a lot more Jojo reactions up here. And of course, I've also got the full uncut version over on my Patreon. So anyway, guys, hope you liked that. That was a lot of fun. Looking forward to moving into the next chapter right away. I really want to see that new theme song. Cannot wait. Anyway, guys, thanks for stopping by. Catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.